And he's still holding on to it 8 years later. What a bitch. I'm thinking, oh, my entire career is over. It's the end. By the end, it's just pure flow state. I got 100K, so can't complain.
Oh, this is a hell of a there he is. There's some dope for the guys.
What the fuck?
Everything I'm hearing about MW4, things that I'm hearing through the grapevine. I mean, it is controversial, but like among the ball knowers, they know. The problem was, it came out so bad, bro.
Let's go! Yes! Hold that!
Okay, I have a little story to tell. It'll be a very quick story. I was talking to one of my friends who's a big gamer called Glenn. He doesn't know I'm telling you this, but in my friend group, I was like, oh my God, I got FIFA. They're like, holy shit, finally. One person kept quiet, and it was Glenn. And I had, hey, what's up, man? What's up? He goes, I'm a bit salty. And I go, why? And he went, he called me a bitch one time. And I'm like, what? When? BO4. He was grinding.
BO4?
He was grinding multiplayer camos on Nuketown, and he told me specifically what happened. He hopped into a game, saw you were on the other team. He was like, this is the first time I've been in a game with a streamer or like a person I know from content. He tunes into your stream, has it in the background just for the vibes. You're apparently on the staircase looking down into one of the front doors of the house, and he walks in. You were apparently using an overpowered weapon. You shot him. You called him a bitch. Unwarranted. Unprovoked. This has been on his mind for 8 years. So I don't want an apology. I want you to call him a bitch again.
Yo. Oh, bro caught the most unnecessary stray ever. He's already died. And then he's just been violated as well for literally zero reason. Crazy.
Absolutely.
And he's still holding on to it 8 years later. What a bitch.
Perfect. We're introing it like that. Thank you so much for that. I've been thinking, I've been giddy about that all day. I was at work fucking chuckling, thinking, I'm gonna ask Fif to say that shit. that's
Poor
great.
guy, man. Bro, the thing is, like, that's like part of gaming, though, isn't it? Like, everybody sometimes people get salty when they see gamers rage, but I feel like that's part of the fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you lose the sauce if you lose that, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's passion. You know, you watch people play golf, they chuck their sticks about. Some people don't like it, but if you got passion, it's coming out sometimes.
I've been watching you for absolute yonks, like at least from Caldera. That's as far back as I can remember. Long before SOLOYOLO 22, but we'll get to that. Some accolades for yourself. World Series of Warzone 2021, Europe Trios. First place, easy. First in the World Series of Warzone, solo, easy. First in the Call of Duty Endowment Bowl of last year, piss easy. One of the top earners in Warzone, piss easy, right? I want to specifically home in on the SOLOYOLO because I saw in live time the reception and the reaction online, and I want to get your take on it. Talk me through that whole day.
So I was playing NA, and we had this bright idea that we were going to play on LAN together, and it was going to be this big spectacle that, 3 people were going to play in person together on Warzone for the first time ever. And it was just a nightmare from the get. Like, the PCs we had, we weren't exactly told the correct specs, so we got there unstreamable. Joe came in with the clutch, bought us 3 new PCs. That was problem 1 sorted. Then it was just this army of problems that just kept battling against us. Anyway, we finally figure it all out, and we get to the day. But we're playing in a room with this loud ass AC. It's hot as fuck. We're in California. It's like 1,000,000 degrees. Like, everything that could go wrong is going wrong. And every other player sat in the comfort of their own home playing. So it's already a rough day. But we're still doing okay. We're training like 11th out of 40 or 50 or whatever it was. And like, it's not bad. You know what I mean? And then the last game, we ended up doing the foresight. We saw the end zone with the recon, like whatever. We had advanced UAV, we had specialists. We were on like 25 kills in middle zone, and it was looking like it was about to be, like a 40 kill win, which would have put us top 3. This is exactly what we wanted. It was dream scenario, and then my fucking game crashed, and I just immediate head loss. Like, I couldn't join back. The boys died. We got wiped, and that was that. I think we ended somewhere around like 10th or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people 10th would be a great placement, but given our expectations, it was shocking. It was quite the spectacle, though, so I guess there's that. But anyway, I jumped off this stage we were on, just walked off in a huff, went and found like a dark room in this giant studio we were in LA, and just sat there in the dark, like looking at the floor, just thinking about like, what could have been different. And you know how it is when you're in that moment. I'm thinking, oh, my entire career is over. It's the end. Anyways, Fast forward like 15, 20 minutes. I have this random guy coming in, like trying to find me. He's like, I've been looking everywhere for you. The SOLOYOLO's about to start. And apparently, Bread had loaded up my PC and queued the game for me because I was, off in a bad mood. And I didn't even speak to anyone. I was like looking at the floor. I was fucking raging, bro. I was like boiling hot. It was not looking good. And then, yeah, we loaded into the solo. I just had zero expectations. I just wanted to disappear at that point. And then, like, when you watch it back, you just see I'm fuming. I'm so out of it, and then as the game goes on, and it's looking more and more like I'm like on the way to winning, I'm like perking up a little bit, and then by the end of it, I'm like kind of smiling, and then by the end, it's just pure flow state, and then I win, and it just goes from like being the worst day that I'd ever had in terms of like my career to just being this absolute high, and then that moment of having the boys with me for that, it just all lined up. It was like the best payoff we could have got. And yeah, that just ended up being insane. There's the clip of Joe sprinting over and just like tackling me. It ended up being like perfect, exactly what we had imagined. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, first place winners for World Series that year got 16K each, and I got 100K, so can't complain.
You tweeted out that same day. I think it was when you were in that dark room. You're like, it's chalked, blah 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 blah. Very easy, very simple tweet in the gutter. I went back recently and I tried to find that tweet. I found the tweet, and everybody evidently after the SOLOYOLO, the win was like, "You redeemed yourself, King. Good shit. Keep that shit up."
Yeah, bro. Oh my days. I can't believe how. Yeah, it just was so terrible. I remember that night actually I FaceTimed my dad straight like while I was on stream after I won. And he had jumped up and there was a ceiling fan in the room he was in. And obviously he's in the UK, so it was super late. He jumped up and headbutted the ceiling fan and like knocked it off the ceiling. Just in like pure celebration. So that was pretty funny. I don't think everyone knows that part.
So he texted you, "Congrats, mate. Also, FYI, I broke the ceiling fan. Out of that 100K, can you buy me a new fan?"
Yeah, for real. Oh, that is passion though, like jumping up
Oh,
middle of the
absolutely.
night.
I mean, like, if people don't know, your dad's very like involved in your streaming life as well. So it's good to see people kind of close quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been streaming for a long ass time, and I think back to what 2021 is when you joined the True Shed gang.
Yeah, I mean, I was streaming from the shed for longer, but like I was still in school, so I wasn't taking it like super, super serious. I think it was like when I first got partnered when I was 14. I think it was like the youngest partner ever at the time. I had like insta blow up in Doom, doing pub stomping, doing the Master Prestige races, and I had a lot of viewers, like 700 average, I think, during Black Ops 3. But then I had all my exams in school and I just like stopped streaming basically and just gave it all up for a couple of years. And then COVID hit and I just spawned back in. And I was like, I mean, I'm stuck inside anyway. Might as well just stream 10 hours a day for the next 5 years. Why not? The house we lived in was like pretty chalked. We had like 2.5 bedrooms really. There wasn't really a third bedroom for me. It was kind of just a box. I didn't even have a wardrobe. There was just like my clothes were just in the hallway on the floor. And then, I was gaming in the living room on the TV and I'd be on there all day. And then when the gaming got a little bit more serious, obviously, sat in the living room is not where you want to be with, everybody walking through, the noise, playing on the TV. It wasn't ideal. So my dad took out whatever savings he had, just built a shed and was like, all right, you're going to go out here. You're going to be in your own space. You're not going to disturb us. We're not going to disturb you. And you could just lock in and focus. It was super, super like scuff setup. At the start, we just had extension cables going across the garden. And it was like, we were one, lightning strike away from a disaster, but got through that. Ended up upgrading it. By the end of the shed era, it had air conditioning, cables buried under it, insulation, heating. Like that shed became a pretty sick shed by the end, to be fair.
How does she stand now? So obviously you've moved out of the shed into your own gaff. Does the shed still live on there in the backyard?
Yeah, the shed is still in my that's actually my dad's house. Obviously, I've got mine. He still owns that house, even though he lives with me, obviously. The plan is we are gonna put that shed somehow on a flatbed truck, transport it to my new house, and have it here. But the logistics of that are, yeah, they're interesting. We're figuring it out. It's a work in progress. But the thing is, it's like having a dog. You know what I mean? Like I've had it for all of my life. I love it. Every good thing that's happened has been because of that thing. I can't leave it in, that house and then we sell it and someone else lives in it. It's like giving someone your dog when you move out. It doesn't make sense, but I'm bringing it with me, of course.
I always had it in mind that you'd put it into the back of your setup where you are now, just in that corner, right there behind you. Perfect.
I reckon it actually would fit,
Would it actually?
I think it would, but it would be the problem would be getting it in here.
You can half disassemble it, reassemble it in. You'll figure it out. But
I could get like a dog kennel and paint it like the shed.
fucking whatever. At that point, green screen it in. Why not? All right.
I
I want to talk quickly about the current state of Warzone. Where are you with it right now? What are they doing good? What are they doing bad? What are you hoping for the next tile?
mean, it's been pretty doom and gloom for a while. We played the same maps with the same guns. There's no content, blah 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 blah. But everything I'm hearing about MW4, things that have been announced, things that I'm hearing through the grapevine, the whispers in the corridors and whatever, all seem really good. I mean, even just announced we got nukes coming back, which is obviously massive. I mean, you'd assume we're going to get a new big map with a new game, and we haven't had a new big map since Extend, so that's massive. Then obviously I assume they'll do ranked again. We're gonna have World Series early 2027. Will that be on a new map? I don't know, but it seems like there's a lot going on. Activision's got a signed deal with EWC, so the comp scene's gonna have life in it for a couple of more years. It all seems to be pointing in a fairly positive direction. It's not guaranteed to be great. I think this is, there's been a few positive moments before, and it's fallen down. But at least we have a chance, you know what I mean? I think if they execute MW4 properly, then we have at least, a decent chance at a comeback. And I think the other thing is, I think COD's pretty lucky with the timing. I mean, every other game's kind of sucking right now too. Apex is full of cheaters. Fortnite's kind of like on a lull. Arc Raid has kind of died a little bit. The only thing that is a problem is obviously going to be GTA 6. But at the same time, that game isn't the same type of game that we play. So I think after a little while, when that hype dies down a bit, I think we'll still be fine.
Talk me through maybe a favorite meta of all time for yourself during Warzone.
That's a tough one. I mean, everybody's got the classic Kilo MP5. That was the baby in the prime
OG.
Verdansk days. But I don't know. For me, man, Automaton Caldera, I could shoot that gun like no other, bro. I remember I had a viral TikTok. There was a guy that came in my chat. He's like, "You're clearly using a Cronus." I was like, "Bro, it's recoil control." And I showed my hands on the camera the whole time. Like, he could see nothing, no funny business was going on. And I shot it with with obviously me controlling the recoil. Didn't move. Like, didn't move at all. Same. I took my thumb off the stick, fired the same mag, and it's just up and right or whatever the pattern was back then. And it ended up getting millions of views on TikTok. And this guy was just like, "What the fuck?" That gun, I just had it down to a T, bro. I was aimbotting people out the sky with that thing. You used to hit the balloons and you'd shoot on the way down. I felt like a fighter jet, bro. It was nuts. So yeah, I'd say the auto was probably my favorite AR ever. And then Armaguerra, the sub from Caldera. I mean, that was literally the gun I got the final kill in the SOLOYOLO with. So that gun's always gonna have a special place.
A beautiful little piece of kit that was. I miss Caldera. I genuinely miss Caldera. I don't know if that's like a controversial thing to say. I quite enjoy
Nah,
it.
I mean, it is controversial, but like among the ball knowers, they know. The problem was it came out so bad, bro. Like when that map came out, there was this big hill in the middle. The cars weren't good enough to get around. You couldn't it was all about just running up this hill. The planes had aimbot. Console couldn't even load the map. Like there was just so many problems off for it. And then on top of that, we were all getting chased around by Krampus. So it was just like,
Jesus Christ, I forgot about Krampus, man. Fuck.
yeah. There's actually a bug with Krampus. It would go after whoever had the orange name, and you would get the orange name based on like what letter in the alphabet your name began with. So certain players just always got Krampus. Me, Tommy. So like in wages, you just knew he was gonna be on your ass. It was mate, that was a brutal time. But now by the end of it, they cooked so hard. Shout out Ted Timmons. They cooked so hard with the quality of life updates. By the end, we had balloons, we had perks, we had underground travel, we had new POIs popping up left and right. Redeploy tokens, gulag, balloons, buys. They just did everything that year. If they continued with the level of upgrading they were doing in that period of time, like the next 3 years following, I mean, we just wouldn't be in the situation we're in now.
Again, I love Caldera. I will defend her with my life. I think it is like one of the better maps, especially with the quality of life updates. That's kind of how I think about Caldera when I think back, is the balloons and the redeploys, and what a beauty.
All Noah.
But thank you. You stream long hours. You've got a lot going on. You're a busy man. What do you do to wind down?
For a long time, it was just walking. I used to just get off stream and I would just walk these are serious walks now. I'm not talking around the block. I'd be walking through the forest in the pitch black at like 3 a.m. for 4 hours. I'd walk like 30,000 steps for hours. These were some serious heavy hitting walks. But ever since I moved, it's just been playing pool. I've got a pool table now. Weird flex, but mate, I'm so addicted. I'm like rainbow head Ronnie O'Sullivan in that motherfucker, bro. It's the best.
I thought you were going to get your hair dyed back to brown. What happened there, King?
Nah, man. I mean, barbers were closed on Monday. Then I was slept in. Then I had scrims. It's been a long time, bro. I'm getting it done tomorrow morning though, because if I don't get it before the new season, There's no way I'm getting it when ranks out.
Mm-mm.
When ranks out, it's like it's like a production line. It's like I wake up, my dad makes breakfast to save time. It's like I walk out my room, toothbrush in hand, he hands me a plate, walk into my setup. I'm like, it just happens. It's maximum efficiency, all time used for ranked. Zero downtime. So there certainly won't be any haircuts after tomorrow for a little while. So I'm gonna force myself in the morning to the barber.
One final quick question. You're also partnered with Monster. It's one of my favorite
Yes, sir.
babies. What's your favorite go-to at the minute?
So for a long time, I liked the white one. I saw you have that again. Ball Noah, great flavor, classic.
Thank you, sir.
But those of you who don't know, this is the one right here. Ultra Vice Guava. This thing it's oh my god, it's unbelievable. It's obviously it's one of the sugar-free ones, so low calorie, diet friendly, and it's insanely delicious. I'm stuck on these. I have obviously the fridge behind that. There's probably like another mountain of cans in the next room. There's like pallets full. I have probably 5,000 monsters in my house right now, but like this flavor is the only one getting attention from me right now. This is the baby. So if you haven't tried that, do try, but it's hard to find. From what my chat's telling me, it's not exactly the most readily available.
I've never seen it in my life, so I'll ask you. I'll throw you my address. I expect a couple of pallets by the front door by next week.
I'll do my best. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Honestly, the worst thing though, once you've tried it and then you can't find it, then you're stuck.
Mm.
When that supply runs out, you'll be fiending.